The Kingpin of Crime is officially back in the MCU. It's probably going to be a little bit of time before we get to see the character again, but make no mistake, he's going to be around for a while. Now, of course, one big question that many people have had is, where was the character after the events of Daredevil Season 3, and what has the Kingpin been doing? Well, we now have an answer. So this came from Cinema Blend, who got to talk to Vincent D'Onofrio in regards to, the character's growth, Kingpin's journey, his history, and what happens next, and what is the character's goal, and of course, what we saw that was teased in Hawkeye. And he, of course, previously revealed that the character he's playing now is set after the blip. And he goes a little bit further, talking about the fact that you saw the power and control he had in Daredevil, and he lost that power. Now he wants it all back. And in Hawkeye, we get to see a bit of that. We get to see and consider everything that he's lost and how he's trying to get back to controlling the city. He wants the city back under his control to be the Kingpin of Crime. But again, it's a slow process. So effectively what this reveals is, once everything happened, once the blip happened, he got out. We don't know how. We don't know how he got out of jail. We don't know what's next. We don't know if him and Murdock have come face to face again. But it seems like that he stayed mostly underground and sort of probably remained some sort of almost like myth again. Like he was just kind of like doing his operation. The Avengers knew of him. Other people knew of him, but he wasn't as prominent in the spotlight, which means he sort of faded away. Now, I brought this up before as well, talking about how come Kate's never heard of him. And again, if we factor in the blip, I can sort of start to understand this. And it's one of these scenarios where if you're a big criminal and you suddenly maybe do get out, or somehow in technicality something happens and you sort of get back into society, you can really stay out of the spotlight if you know what you're doing and you got the connections. This happens in the real world all the time, so make no mistake here, it's very possible. So I can kind of understand that if he put on a public face and was like, hey guys, yeah, I'm out, but guess what? I'm done with this life. And then he retreats to a small corner of New York where people don't know he's necessarily doing the same schemy thing, but he's doing it in a different way. And suddenly he's able to get the authorities and more people back under his belt and start controlling things again on a smaller level, to the point where he's going to raise up through power. I really understand this now and understand how this exactly connects to Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. That was his out. Once those happen, he goes, now I can start to regain power because half of the population is gone. And we effectively see this with Ronin. Ronin was after the people that were allowed to live. Guess who one of them was? Wilson Fisk. So now we start to understand exactly what Fisk was doing during that 5 years, and it starts to all make sense in regards to what the future holds.